Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Living Experience Podcast, back with Zach and Chase. If you're a new listener, we talk about life experiences. We talk about your guys' own life experiences. We talk about things going on around the world, and we talk about our own opinions on certain things. This is Zach, here you're listening to now.
And I'm Chase. And welcome. Happy to have you here again.
Yeah, happy to have you guys here. If you're a new listener, we hope you have a good experience listening to us. On today's show, we'll be recapping from last episode, our episode 1, actually. So now we're on episode 2, which we're very excited about. What we experienced on our own path of taking care of each other, or even taking care of our own selves individually, and why, and the other two topics you'll just have to listen for, because those ones are pretty serious stuff, and stuff that I feel very heavily for personally. I don't know about Chase over here, but I feel pretty heavily for personally. So yeah, me and Chase both individually listened to our last episode, not together, but we both listened to it individually and recapped on it and kind of had our own opinions of certain things. I feel as you did, and I definitely did. Like, for example, when I listened to it back, of course, I edited it and I posted it, and so I kind of had to listen to it back multiple different times.
Yeah, you probably got real tired of it real quick.
I had to listen to myself multiple different times, so not only that, but Chase over here as well. So I listened to the whole thing over and over again, right? And the one thing that really I paid attention to about myself and experienced within that moment is I laugh a lot. Like, I laugh, and I literally just did it too. Like, I chuckle a lot and I laugh a lot for the things that I say when I should be serious in that moment, but I always give like a good chuckle or a good laugh about it when I don't feel like I should always be doing that, and I don't feel like that is a good thing for me to learn and to implement into my vocabulary and both my speech. To me personally, that's the biggest thing I learned about myself is the last one. In the last one. That and, I don't know, fighting nervousness and fighting fear, which we'll segue that a little bit later. But I want to know how you feel even doing the last episode, even experiencing the moment, or even after you listen to it back for a while, or whatever you thought about it. Like, what were your opinions? Did you learn about anything about yourself? Like, how did you feel about it all?
I feel like I could have chatted more, but like I got my wisdom teeth out, so it kind of did hurt for me to talk a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But other than that, I feel like I can just be more, how should I say this? Like, be more vocal about how topics I should feel about.
Be more vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Because I remember even texting you about that and putting out our little note thing, which I have up right here to read our stuff. I even told Chase I was listening to it back. I was like, you didn't really talk a whole lot. And I get it. I'm a very talkative person, and once I kind of get going, I really get going, and I love communicating now more than ever, especially the last few years. And I didn't even think about that as a reason why you weren't talking about much as your wisdom teeth, and you were even talking about it on the show. So my apologies for that.
No, you're good.
But also, it is a learning curve for the both of us. Like, it was weird for me to talk into a microphone again, because I haven't done it since I was a kid, and I'm sure it was weird for you in the first place at all.
Yeah.
Because this is a first time for both of us in a lot of different ways, or even in general. But yeah, it felt good doing the last show though.
Yeah.
Like, it felt...
It was a fun experience.
It was a really fun experience, and I believe all of our listeners should be having experiences in their everyday life where they're creating something. Whether it's a short little 10-second video, or whether it's a 30-second video, or even a 10-minute long video if you want to make vlogs, or, whatever.
Or if you're into streams, like a 3-hour stream, or whatever your vibe is.
Yeah, like whatever you want to do with your day. Like, I feel like everybody here should be creating something with their time and their space and their energy, and not trying to consume literally everything, because that's what I do. That's what I have been doing all these times, and all this time is I've been consuming so much but not creating. And this year I've kind of 2024 I've really been taking a big hit on myself about that. Like, I've been trying to create more and trying to be more vocal, trying to, like I said in the last show, and I'll say it again in this one, trying to really heavily take care of myself and trying to really recap on the older version characters of who I used to be and compare them to now and see how much I've grown and see where I have more room to grow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's what I want to do with myself, and I feel like I've been doing a very good job at that. And I've had a bunch of personal people tell me that they have noticed a lot of growth in me and a lot of personal growth and a lot of personal change, and I thank all those people, and I appreciate all those kind words, all those experiences that I have with those people. But yeah, I feel like even us, we should learn how to create more instead of just consume other people's content all the time. Nowadays, content's a good word, because that's really what it is. Like even this show, I get it. You guys are all listening to this on your phones or your laptops or even speakers or, just whatever, blah, 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 headphones. It's all consumerism, right? Which is why I wanted to make the show the way it is, and which is why I bring up the topics that I do, which is why I use the words that I do, which is why I do everything that I do, pretty much. Like, even though we're making content, I still want to help you guys in our own ways, and I still want to be able to give little bits and pieces or even chapters in hopefully the future, hopefully we keep on doing this, like chapters along down the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chapters like a book, like, our life is a book. Anyway. Yeah.
It's an audiobook.
Yes, our life is an audiobook, and for you guys to listen to. But yeah, like, even though we're still making content and we're still giving the listeners like that consumerism type of thing, I still want to give them something that can help them at the same time, and not just kind of exploit their mind with a bunch of bad stuff or the constant scrolling, and that whole constant basis that we all fall into once in a while, and some people every single day. But yeah, that's my thing. I don't know how you feel all about that, Ben.
Yeah, I feel like consumerism has grown over the last century, ever since the 1800s with the iron stage, or whatever it was called back then, is where many factories started and needed employers. So consumerism, like supply and demand, pretty much. And I feel like the internet has taken that into consideration with like YouTube and social media.
Dude, especially TikTok. TikTok blew up, and then Instagram, and literally Snapchat too. Snapchat's going off the rails lately, but I've heard of and seen on YouTube videos every now and then. Like, every single social media is literally blowing up to its max level right now. Like, it's always that constant scrolling, and then send to this friend, send to this person, and nobody ever does anything with it. And that's what I'm trying to get out of. And to me personally, when I say try to get out of, like, to me that was an every single day thing that I would spend hours upon hours of doing, and it wasn't healthy, and it's still not healthy. Like, that's what I hope to help people accomplish within this show over the period of however long we choose to do this, and offer you guys this. I would even call this an opportunity for the listeners, right?
I would say it's an opportunity.
Yeah, like an opportunity for you guys to learn, an opportunity for you guys to listen, and an opportunity for you guys to even teach your guys' own selves something. Like, you're in your own personal life, something that we may not even cover, but something that our words help you figure out. I'm helping people.
You're helping people.
I'm helping people. That's all I ever want, is to help people and to give love. That's all I ever want, is to give love and take care of people, and even help people and nurture myself, and so on and so forth. I mean, hell, this Chase over here is literally working at clinics and hospitals and taking care of people and helping people every single day as a career and a job. And to me that's an amazing thing for him, and I love that for him. Like, he gets to experience helping people, and sometimes he sees some really dark stuff, and
it has its ups and downs.
Yeah,
it really does. For the most part, I love working with the people that I do.
Mm-hmm.
They're really funny. They're really awesome. Very caring. But it's just sometimes those patients, they're
yeah. Yeah, 3 microphones would be good. That way we can have an extra person if we really wanted to one day.
Yeah, I think that would be cool to start having guests.
Yeah, that would be really nice, like personal people or stuff, or just whatever, whoever wants to come on. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off topic from
You're fine.
from your work life.
No, you're fine. But no, sometimes you have. I deal with patients that are super, super nice, even though they're not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just some that are the absolute. I don't know how to explain it.
Pain in the butt.
Yeah, sure. Pain in the butt.
Pain in the butt.
But like, I understand they're sick, and they're not feeling well.
And they're on drugs.
Depends.
Medical drugs. Still the same thing.
No, like, actually, some patients don't even take medical drugs. Like, they don't take cough syrup.
Good.
They don't take ibuprofen. They don't take whatever they need to help them feel better.
Good.
Because in a way, it's kind of a placebo.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just others too, like with paperwork. Like, they expected to have it done now with their provider, even though they're seeing patients. It's just not going to happen in a snap like that.
I feel like that's a really common issue nowadays with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
is they're so distracted. And that's a really better phrase for all the social media stuff that we touched on. Is everybody is distracted. Like, literally distracted so much, and it's terrible. Like, I'm gonna bring this back to social media again, okay? Just for a little bit. I'm gonna relate this back to it. When you're scrolling, you are distracted from your personal life, you're distracted from your mental health, you're distracted from your physical health, you're distracted from the people around you, you are distracted from literally everything that goes on that I believe you should be worried about. And I know in the last show I said I'm trying not to use the word should, but that is my belief system. And for the reason why I do believe that, I take this to heart, so personally, is because I still do a really, really bad job at this, and sometimes it takes me minutes, or sometimes even takes me like 10, 20 minutes or 30 minutes to, I'm being very honest when I say this, I literally have to snap myself out of getting distracted with my phone. And it's literally in our pockets every single day. But in terms of what Chase is talking about over here, like, even relate, I'm gonna relate this to drivers around the roads, and even people on scooters, or just drivers, right?
Like motorcycles.
Yeah, just any people who drives on the main roads, or even sidewalks, or whatever. You get my point. I'm gonna relate this to those people. Those people could have a really, really bad day, right? Mm-hmm. Those people could have a really, really bad day at work, or even at a personal situation inside their home, or even somewhere else, right? And they could carry that on to their driving experience. And what happens when you're really pissed off while you're driving?
Road rage.
Yeah, you get road rage. You start wanting to crash. You start wanting to drive off the road. You start wanting to drive into a tree. You start wanting to hit other people. You start wanting to... I've even seen videos of people pulling guns on other people because they're cutting each other off, and because they're trying to, the other person's actually doing the right thing, but that other person doesn't think so, and then they get all pissed off about it. Like, they don't know how to control themselves because they're so... I'm not saying you guys, and I'm not saying us too, but a lot of people around the world are so distracted that they can't even take care of themselves to that limit of where they lose control of themselves. Like, for example, how I paid attention to myself listening to the last episode that we did, of how I kind of repeat myself a lot, and how I kind of just go on and on and on and on, like a fairy tale, or so to speak, or whatever.
Like a rant.
Yeah, like my rants, which, I mean, ranting's fine, but I tend to repeat myself a lot. Like, I feel like whoever I'm talking to doesn't understand what I'm trying to say, and that's a me personal thing, from as a kid and growing up to even still today. And I didn't really realize that until I did listen to it, and not only that, but how I laugh a lot after I talk, or after I say something, or even give like a little chuckle, which I literally just did it too, so that's a good example. Like, most people don't even pay attention to themselves to the point I literally just did for you guys, and you guys are literally hearing me do it in action. Like, that's pretty much how my mind works, is a little sneak peek of it, so to speak, and you guys are listening to me talk right now out of my mind, and out of the words in my vocabulary, and so on and so forth. And that's why I love Chase over here, is because he does the exact same thing. Like, he pays attention to himself, even though he gets... You do the constant scrolling a lot, I know, throughout the day, but you work for it. And when I say you work for it, is you do school, you do really, really good in school, and you're in college now, not just high school, but you're still in college.
Yeah.
And not only are you just in college, like working for the stuff you want, you're literally doing school for something that you're going after. There's a lot of people that do school and then do nothing with the degree that they're going to get. You're not doing that. You're doing the opposite. You're actually doing, quote unquote, the proper thing, and you're going into the school, you're getting a degree, and you're going to use that degree for the rest of your life. And that's what your plan is, at least currently right now. That may or may not change in the future. But that's your plan, right? Yeah. And not only that, he also works on the side as well. So, and then he got appointments. He's taking care of his body, off of his mind, and he even mentioned in the last one that he's meditating. And I still hope that you keep on doing that, because that's a really, really good thing. But yeah, and I'm proud of you for that. Like, I honestly am, and I give you a lot of love for that.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate that.
I appreciate you, man. I really do. But yeah. Speaking of meditation, that's another thing. Remember in the last episode how I said there's different forms of meditation?
Yeah.
And I listened to it back, as I freaking keep on saying. And I noticed we didn't really talk about
the different forms.
Yeah, the different forms of meditation.
I noticed that too.
Of how many different things could be meditation. Many, even hundreds upon thousands of things could be different meditations. For example, even though there are different religions, this is a touchy one, but even though there are different religions, just because you're in your own belief system, that does not mean you cannot meditate. And to me personally, in my experience and from the knowledge that I do have of other belief systems and other religions, is there's nothing that says you cannot meditate. Meditation is a really, really good thing for you, and both of us are now going to speak on why meditation is a good thing for you, and different ways to meditate, and different forms of it. There are literally thousands of it, and hundreds of ways, or even tens of ways, or whichever way you want to implement into your own life. And I speak from experience with this as well, and so does Chase over here.
Yeah.
So it's a very beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing to take care of yourself. And I hope you have people in your life who can teach you that. If not, then I hope you can figure it out on your own, respectfully. Like I generally do hope you find ways to take care of yourself, and as me and Chase do over here as well. We're growing adults, and we're still kind of kids in a lot of people's eyes, and even to myself, I'm still a kid, considering.
I am a 20-year-old with a 12-year-old kid's brain. That's how I identify as.
Nah, we're smarter than that. We're a lot smarter than that.
No, but like behavior-wise, like I still make jokes when, like jokes that are not even that funny which to me are.
And to me, they're funny too.
To some people, they're
Yeah,
not funny.
There's some people that's like, that's not funny. Can I tell the story about last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of a not funny joke that we think it's not a joke, but it's just something that Chase
Like
did.
an action that
it's something
did.
that he did. So we went to Topgolf with his family last night. Like all of us, me and my girlfriend, like, you know, basically the whole entire family went to Topgolf last night with his family, right? And Chase has always played baseball, never golf. And so he swung the club, and he let go of it after the full power swing, and he broke the light.
I literally pulled a Happy Gilmore kind of.
Yeah, it was literally the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. And there were some people there who did not think it was funny at all, but it was marvelous. And then I remember you looked at me and you're like, oh shit. But no, that was pretty good. But yeah, anyway, the different forms of meditation. So, for example, meditation can be anything that helps you self-evaluate yourself and helps you become more self-aware of yourself. That's kind of the simplest way to put it without diving too into depth with meditation. So when I say self-aware and what did I just say?
What was that?
Self-aware and self-conscious. Being self-conscious about yourself. Not in a bad way when I say that. You know how some people are like, oh yeah, I'm self-conscious about my nose or self-conscious about my hair, just stuff like that. No, meaning being self-aware of yourself and everything that goes on, more importantly, not just a physical sense, but how you feel. So emotional, yes, how you feel. How you feel is the most important thing. For example, if I were to tell you, and I don't mean this, if I were to tell you I hate you, right, for whatever, that would be a negative thing. And I love this kid, and he loves me. It's a mutual thing that we have. Because of love, the opposite of love is hatred, right? The opposite of love is hatred. Even if you're using just the word, especially if you're using just the word, because nobody's brains truly know the difference between right or wrong, right? Whatever you choose to believe and whatever you choose to say, that's what ways your brain is going to go, and that's what way your consciousness is going to decide to go down the path of. Oh my God. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, if you say a snarky comment to someone, it's truly going to affect them on not just a physical feeling, not just on a emotional, but it's truly going to affect them deep inside of their soul. And to me, the easiest way to do that, and you see this a lot, is people will sit down, and it used to be called the lotus style, but now it's called crisscross applesauce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back in school, remember that?
Back in elementary.
Yeah, back in elementary, people were like, oh, guys, students, sit crisscross applesauce style.
Crisscross applesauce.
But no, it's really called lotus. You sit in the lotus state, and it's a very, very strict form. And I'm not too knowledgeable on why people sit like that. Mostly monks, and I know that at least, but I don't know any more than that. Like I think
it's just Buddhist monks.
Yeah, like I really don't know of the equivalence of why that is an important movement inside of meditation, and inside of practicing to take care of yourself into self-control. But yeah, for me personally, and this is for everybody, people will close their eyes, right? So for example, when I take a shower, when I take a shower, I will close my eyes, and I'll again, when you close your eyes, it's pitch black, right? You're not seeing anything unless you slightly open it, but that's kind of cheating, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to yourself.
Unless you want to like make yourself dizzy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that. Yeah. So you close your eyes, and you literally just feel the water going down from the top of your head or to your back, or however you want to sit, and most importantly, whichever way is comfortable for you, and where you feel safe and secure and comfortable. Even it doesn't even have to be in a safe, secure location, right? Just whichever way you feel comfortable enough to do this action. Sorry, apologies. You close your eyes, and you just let the water droop down your body. That's really all you do. And how this works is you let the water droop down your body, and then you let go of all your stress, and you let go of all your anxiety. You let go of all those negative emotions that people say is attached into their life in a really, really bad way. And I'll get on that later, and I hope you agree with me on that, and I hope you're willing to touch on that too.
Yeah.
Because that's a very touchy subject for a lot of people. But yeah, you're literally letting go of your depression, you're letting go of all your sadness, you're letting go of every single emotion, and you're not only letting it go. How you let it go is you figure it out first, right? So what happens when this is a good example. What happens when you beat a video game level? You're playing a video game and you beat a level. What happens after that?
You celebrate.
Yeah,
that's what I do. Is I celebrate.
Yeah, you celebrate, and not only that, you move on to the next level, right? Until you beat the game. And there's some games where it's open world and you keep on going. But anyway, you beat the level and you keep on going, and then you figure it out. You figure out in the process, right? Like you literally, while you're meditating, you're figuring out what is going on with your emotions, and you're figuring out more about yourself, and most importantly, when I say emotions, about how you feel about certain things. So let's say my name is Jerry. My name is Jerry, right? Hypothetically, my name is Jerry, and your name is Tom. Okay, your name is Tom, and my name is Jerry. Okay.
What? Okay.
Yeah, this is all hypothetical. So let's say Tom over here, right, told me that I'm an asshole, and told me that he hates me, and again,
you're an asshole, Jerry.
Yeah, exactly, like that. And to me personally, or not to me personally, we'll go to the shower now. So later that night, when you hop in the shower, you're most likely feel a negative self-awareness about yourself. Like you're going to feel something from that comment as you feel something from every single other comment that people give to you, right? Doesn't have to be a comment, it could be a sentence, it can be anything that's very touching to you, right? Or that physically or emotionally hurts you. Does that make sense? So as you're in the shower, and again, this is just one form that I'm telling you guys, it can be many and many other things. In the shower, as you're letting the water feel down and go down your body, you are figuring out how you feel, and once you figure it out, you let it go. And sometimes it could be a 10-minute shower, it could be a 15-minute shower, it could be a 2-hour-long shower. And again, when I say shower, it could be many, many different things, so that's why I'm going long periods of time. But yeah, it can take as long as you need it to. Grief is a good example for that one. Grief takes forever, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, grief is a really good example for that, because grief will just go and pass on whenever it does. You don't really figure anything out for that. Personally, in my experience, I don't really figure anything out with grief. It kind of just passes on whenever your body's ready to move on for it. Like that's your body literally being both emotionally and both physically affected from it at the same time.
To me personally, I feel like with grief, you can never figure it out.
Yeah.
You will always remember the person that you truly love dearly.
Yeah, like that's coming from, again, experiences, the Living Experience podcast. Like,
oh my God.
It's literally all an experience.
Look at that.
So beautiful. All these memories. This majesticness.
But no, like I went to junior high with a kid. He literally got hit by a car, and I witnessed it happen. And it was hard. Like, it was really difficult.
Yeah.
And then there's a little side tangent to this. But there was a patient who passed away in clinic. And keep in mind, we're not a hospital, we're just like an outpatient clinic. And someone literally died in our clinic. And we couldn't do anything for them. We tried doing CPR or compressions. And they passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it was really hard for me. And then I remembered when his name was Ashton. And I kept having nightmares of me seeing him every single night of him getting hit by that truck. And I still haven't gotten over it. Like, I'll never forget him. He was a great kid. And I'm still trying to figure out how to get over it. And the truth is, I don't think you can.
I agree with you there. Like, it's a very touchy thing, and I can see you tearing up right now, but I really do agree with you there. Like, I really don't think there's a reality where you kind of just let that go. Like you can, learn how to manage it, and you can learn how to move. When I say move on, I mean you can learn how to live your life while knowing it happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you just learn how to live with that experience. I guess that's how learning works, right?
Yeah.
Like you're literally learning something, and you just kind of carry on with the rest of your life. That's a good way to explain that in a simpler way.
Yeah, you might struggle at first, but
Oh, you're definitely going to struggle.
and then you just kind of learn with it.
Mhm.
Like, you have all the memories with them. Like, to me, I feel like they're still with me in my memories.
Yeah.
Because personally, I feel like that's the way that I connect with them.
Mhm.
Is that just by reminiscing the good old times.
Yeah.
But that's all. I don't want to say that's all you can do. But if it makes you feel better, then cool. Do it. Remember the good times you celebrated with them. Even have your ups and downs with them. Just remember all the time that you got to spend with them. And it's truly a beautiful thing, in my opinion.
But as you're, and I first of all, before I carry on, I want to appreciate you, and I want to thank you for going on that story, and I appreciate you telling all of us that, whoever's here, because that is a very touchy thing, and you're tearing up over here, and I appreciate you doing that for all of us, and it helps me a lot too in a lot of different ways. But as I was going to say, you literally brought up what I was just going to talk about.
Cool.
And that was a really perfect segue, actually, of how pain is a beautiful thing. Pain is a beautiful thing. Oh, it sounds terrible. Pain is horrible. Oh, no. Pain.
I do have one thing.
Hmm.
Do you really think getting kicked in the nards is a beautiful thing?
No,
As a joke.
I know.
It's a joke. By the way.
I don't mean physical pain. No, no. I mean, it could be depending on how your experience.
Money.
Yeah, I mean, it could be depending on how your experience goes and what its purpose is, and that's for you to figure out on your own. But no, I mean like emotional pain, because what happens when you get frustrated when you're trying to learn something? That's driving you emotional pain, right? You're like that anger is building up because you're getting frustrated. Okay, well then why are you getting frustrated? Oh, I don't know. For me, for example, it's because I do not like that I'm not learning this as fast as I realistically thought I would. That's just for an example, right? You kind of go down this path of why, or another good way that's a more common title of it is the 5 whys. And for me, I never heard of that. For me, this was a self-taught thing I did to myself. I wanted to know my emotions, so I taught myself how to ask myself why for every single thing that I discovered about myself. It's like, why do I feel this way? Why am I unhappy? Why am I sad? Why am I depressed? Why am I, all these whys. And eventually you'll get your answer by going down that train. But pain is a beautiful thing because even though it hurts you to go through that experience, the living experience, even though it hurts you to go through that experience, you're still learning something in the process. And at that point, it's your choice to fall into the pain, and it's your choice to fall into the dark, or it's your choice to fall into love. Yeah. It's you either choose the point between hatred and full-on disrespect to yourself and other people, most importantly yourself, because you cannot truly respect other people until you respect yourself. Because what's the opposite of hatred and disrespectfulness?
Love.
Yeah, love and compassion, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally the solar complete opposite, to my knowledge. I have currently right now, right? To my knowledge, that's to me that's the opposite, and I believe that's what it actually is, right?
What?
In vocabulary, that's the opposite of hate and love. Okay.
Yes.
I really hope it was, because I'm sounding stupid over
That's
here.
the antonym.
Okay, I'm glad it is. But yeah, no, you either make the choice of compassion and love, or hatred and full-on worst case scenario, misery. Yeah, full-on
Like
misery. Yeah, misery. But no, you can either choose to be, oh, I hate this person, I dislike this, and then be complaining you can choose to have that way, or you can choose to, oh, well, yeah, this is the problem. Like, you know it's an issue, right? Like, you know it's something going on. And even though you are very self-aware that it is a problem and it's something that you're going to have to get through, you know there's something at the end of it to help you get to the next level in the quote-unquote video game, which is life. Does that make sense? Like, the next level is the living experience to the next living experience to the next living experience to the next living experience.
So on and so forth.
Yeah, so on and so forth. Exactly. Yeah, like it's a very beautiful thing, and you have to choose which one you want to go down. It's all a choice. Like, it's literally all a choice. And the reason why I don't want to... The reason why I feel like people don't really consciously know it's a choice is because people fall into the trap of depression and anxiety. That is my personal opinion, and I believe it's a fact. I believe it's a fact. And I know I'm talking a lot, but I'll let you.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll let you speak after this.
You're
Okay.
okay.
I'll let you speak after this. My bad. The reason why I believe people are getting hold on, I'm trying to find the right words for this. I'm trying to be careful right now.
Because this is a sensitive subject to
It is
some people.
It is even to me, because I've gone through this, and
You and I have both.
yeah, everyone does. That's a good way. So I believe everybody on the planet has depression and has anxiety. I personally do not believe, and I personally believe this is a fact, that everybody is born with depression and anxiety, but it grows as you get older because of fear and because of sadness, right? That's what I believe. And the reason why I believe that is because we all are our own version of characters. So, for example, take every single year throughout the calendar, right? So 2022, 23, 24, and so on and so forth, right? Or 25 or 26, or even hell, 30, 24. 1,000 years from now, right? Or even take that, for example, right? And think of every single year as a new character of yourself. So the New Year's resolutions, in other words, right? That's a good way to put it. Every single year is a new starting point for a new character, okay? And it's that way for a lot of different people in the world. And your new character could be a completely different lifestyle of how you used to be. So imagine if I were to go from this happy, goofy character who I am now and who I choose to be, and I have been for a few years. Imagine me going back to my old self, my old character, where I was super sad all the time. I was miserable. I was super hateful. I was super disrespectful. I wasn't caring. I wasn't self-aware. I wasn't doing any of that. That was my old character, right? And that was the character of me that let the depression out. And that was the character of me that let the sadness come through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And let the anxiety come through. So now the character that I am now, and again, it's all a choice. It's all a decision. The character that I am now, I am happy. I am goofy. I am lovely.
Lovely.
I am not elegant, but I am lovely. And when I say lovely, I choose to give love now. Like that's what I want, and I touched on it earlier. That's what I want. I want to choose to give love. Before, my old character was I chose to give hatred, and I chose to give disrespectfulness and misery to other people around me. It's kind of like a radiation field. So this is an interesting one. I want to get your thing on this,
okay.
And all of this actually. Our bodies are energy, right? And our souls are energy, right? Everything about my laptop, everything about my phone, everything about this tin can, everything about all these Legos you have.
You mean aluminum?
Aluminum, whatever, and same difference in this situation. All these different Legos in this massive room that we're in right now, which is beautiful, by the way. It all emits some form of energy, right? It all emits some form of frequency. Frequency is energy, right? It's all the same thing. As of sound waves, as of light, as of as of the speed of sound, and so on and so forth. It's all emitting energy, right? And our bodies do the exact same thing. So we are a radiation field. So if you choose to give love to yourself, you're going to give love to other people around you, because you are self-aware of that to yourself. And if you're self-aware, you're going to be self-aware to the surroundings that you're in. So therefore, the other energies that you're experiencing. But yeah, that is my take on this. Is we're all energy, and I believe people are kind of falling into the trap of their own head, and learning to not and learning to they're not, like, they're kind of just letting their thoughts control themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And for me, I truly believed the same thing for a long time, until a few years ago, where I finally made the decision and I finally told myself no. I told my mind, no, I do not want to do that. I want to be happy, and I have pursued this ever since. That was a lot, and I hope you guys can process all that and gather all that together. But yeah, it's a very touchy thing, and I want to hear from Chase now. I want to hear what you have to say about that. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what...
Sorry, I'm just trying to find something really quickly.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'll give you a minute.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. Sorry about that. So, I'm going to talk about my personal experience with this for what you said, because I think what you said was really interesting about radiation. I think that's a cool aspect of it.
Yeah.
But for me, I've have had depression, anxiety my entire life.
Yeah.
And some people, I am one of those people that can really hide my emotions really well, and there's just some days where I can't. I am one of those people like sorry, I'm gonna be like stereotypical, quote unquote. It's like, hey, you don't look depressed. And I'm not like this right now, but this was back in my high school days, early college days. And to me, when I started the meditation, it's really got me thinking, like, I shouldn't be depressed about certain things. I should take that emotion and try to gain something out of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the point I was trying to get across. And
okay.
Yeah, I was trying to be like, oh, that's why when you said you can turn pain is a beautiful thing. That's what I was trying to get across.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at, is the stuff that you're going through, you got to find the light in it. You gotta it's a beautiful thing, but it's even in the most hurtful, most horrific times of your experience, you have to find, the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to find a way to, you have to find the beautiful aspect within it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're good. And then, like, I still get anxious because of school. Like, literally this week is start of finals, and it goes on till next week. So I have 2 weeks full of finals and exams. So yes, I get anxious about that, which is like a common feeling because it's exams and everyone gets the exam nerves. If you're a college student, you'll understand this. If you're not, say that someone at the workplace got a promotion and they're not doing a very good job, and you feel like you're getting anxious because they're giving you orders that you don't like, or not orders, but like directions, and you feel like you should do something differently, which I'm guilty of that. I don't do everything that my work says. I do what's best for the patients. In my case, at least.
You just want to help people.
Yeah, I just want to help people. And sometimes they don't like the way that I do things. And I understand. But the point of my job is to give the patients the best care they can receive. And I completely understand with leadership concerns, because I've had leaders in the past, not at my job currently, but at a previous job I worked. It was a complete, excuse my language, I'm sorry, but
I'll edit it out.
okay, he'll edit it out, guys.
Yeah, as I did last time.
But the managership of where Zach and I used to work together, actually, at this place. I won't say the name of it, out of respect, but it was a complete with everyone we worked with. Zach and I and a couple of other employees at this establishment made the place living. Like, we were the... What would you say?
The life of the party.
Yeah, we were the life of the party at this place. And managers actually appreciated us for that. Except for one. My God. They were so freaking annoying. There was one time where Zach and I were closing, and there was a time where water got everywhere, and they blamed me for it, when it was actually them that filled up the mop bucket too much, and it turned off the water. Mm-hmm. And we spent, like an hour squeegeeing out all the water.
Dude, we stayed an hour after closing time.
Yeah, and closing time was 10 o'clock, so we didn't get to leave till like 11:30. And it was awful. Sorry for this tangent alert, but my point being is I get the feeling of anxiety and depression. Because hell, I still have those feelings. But there's always a way that I try to make a better outcome out of it. And if you were like me, I'm just going to give this out of respect, but if you are having suicidal thoughts, please give the suicidal hotline a call, and it's 1-800-273-8255. Because the world is better with you in it, and it would be super, super fucking lame if you weren't in it. I hope you all listeners understand that, and I want you all, Zach and I want to appreciate you all being here, listening to us bullshit and things like that.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, I appreciate all that.
Do you have any other segues you want to get into?
Segue is no, but I do want to...
Or topics, I should say.
Halfway through that story is like, going with this.
I know. I was out of it. I have ADHD, and it's hard for me to focus on one topic.
That's also another thing I believe that everybody just has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, without trying to dive too deep into it, because we're going on for almost an hour now, I really do believe everybody also has their own way of ADHD, and some people are just more or less than other people. That's really what I believe. Like, I don't believe you're diagnosed with it, because I feel like I personally feel like that's the entire world. Like, that's to me personally what I feel like.
Shows up in some more than others, I feel.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, in terms of mental health, and this is completely different, but in terms of money and both mental health, I feel like people kind of, in today's society, in today's standards, I feel like today say you're well accomplished just because you have money.
Like money buys happiness?
Yeah, money buys happiness. I feel like that's completely disrespectful, and I feel like that's completely wrong to say to another individual, or even to say about the world and society in general, or even comparing yourself to someone else, is because if you have all the money in the world, you can have all the money in the world, you can have as much money as you want, but all that matters to me personally, from my experience and the people I've had around me, is if they're happy or not. Like, for example, if I was to have $1 million and at the end of the day I've wasted it all, I would be happy, because to me personally, in that moment, I spent all the money on stuff that has gotten me a good experience. And it's not money buys happiness. It's not all the cars. It's not the garage. It's not the houses. It's the experiences that you have, and it's the experiences that you are willing to receive with the opportunities that you are being given.
I mean, a sports car does sound pretty fun.
I mean, it does sound pretty fun, but it brings you joy. There's a difference. There's a big difference between joy and happiness. Okay, a big difference. That brings you joy in the moment, not happiness. To me personally, that's what it would do. It would bring me joy, not happiness. To me, at least. To me, happiness is sitting here in front, side by side, next to Chase over here, and us making a show. to me, this truly makes me happy, and I said it repeatedly at the beginning of this episode 2, is I love to help people, and that's, for the longest time, that's what I thought my sole purpose on this world was, is to help people. And I think that is everybody's purpose to an extent, is to give their creations to help somebody else at the same time within the process. Like you're living your own life, but at the same time you can literally be helping someone else who you don't even know, and they're literally just looking at you and they get inspired from you.
Even a simple hello can make someone's day.
Even a simple hello can make someone's day. That's why I hate society standpoints, because it's like, oh no, cell phones, I gotta not talk to people, I can't communicate, I can't do anything, I have to have money, I have to have money to go see my family, I have to have money to go, you can go on and on and on about that, but find out what truly makes you happy, and finally, not joy, don't find out what makes you joyful, because if you pursue that, then good luck, honestly. Find out what truly makes you happy. Like I said, there's a big difference, and you have to you have to meditate to find it. you have to meditate to find out how you feel. And we said this earlier, and meditation can be in many different forms. But yeah, and I appreciate you sharing what you did today, and I appreciate you sharing all those beautiful, lovely stories that you had to offer all of us, and I will definitely take that into consideration with your life and my life and everybody else's life that I meet and will give opportunities to talk to.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you definitely, I feel like we both did good today. I generally feel like we both did a lot of good deeds today. I feel like this show is going to be a very touching thing to a lot of people. And it is even a touching thing to myself. And I truly do appreciate that I can have you on this with me and doing this with me, and we can do this together.
You're my ride or die, bud.
Ride or die, yes.
Partner in crime.
I love that.
What's other people that says?
I don't know.
Or two people. I feel like the partner in crime and the ride or die are the only things I can think of.
I'm not a married, lovey-dovey person, so I don't know all that.
Well, it doesn't have to be married, like, relationship. It could be, like, friendships.
I don't know, but I truly don't know. Okay. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just truly don't know, and I apologize that I don't. And I can't help you out in this case. But yeah,
quick thing before we end.
I almost totally forgot about this. Thanks, bud.
Yeah. So we also started a Discord, the Living Experience Discord.
Yeah. The Living Experience Discord. I appreciate bringing that up because I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I will put the Discord invitation link into the description, so that way you guys can all join it, and you guys can all recap on the shows, and you guys can give us recommendations and stuff, and you guys can. We can just have simple conversations with you, and simple conversations with you guys. There's voice channels, there's text channels, there's ideas and feedback page, and we can even keep improving this along the lines, and just for you guys and just for us. And we want to make this like a whole community thing, that way we can help you guys out too, and you guys can help us out, and we can help a bunch of other people, and hopefully around the entire world.
Yeah. Like Zach said, if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, put them down in the text channel or the ideas and feedback text channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have any like feedback that we could improve on, we would really appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, that's it. I gave my outro and the Discord, and yeah.
Well, we'll see you guys next time on The Living Experience. Thanks for listening in. I am Chase, and we have Zach here, and we appreciate you guys all. Have a good one.
Yep. Later, guys. Peace. Love you guys.
Oh, shit.
What did you do? That's gross. Oh no, don't do that.